Hey, how's it going everybody? MrYourWilly here, and it's time for another episode of Better Than Wolves. This is going to be an extremely long episode, I'm predicting, because of what I need to do before the end of the episode. So I'm just warning you right now, right off the bat. And because it's going to be such a long episode, I'm going to start off by reading mail, and all of it, as best I can. So... What? A dislike? Who was it? And why did you dislike this guy? He's one of my favorite YouTubers, says Eret1566. Well, thank you for your over-exaggerated, awesome support for me. And yeah, who is that guy who dislike? He must be the Garifa who's hiding around my place. Nope. He's too quick. He's like a ninja. But... that is going to be deleted. By the way, there is a book here, and I will get to that book in a bit. And just so it doesn't interfere, I'm putting that book over here. Aha, hidden book. Click. I love your videos. You really bring the viewers into the videos, says Nico9Lives. Well, that's kind of my goal, and always has been my goal with my YouTube channel, is to try and bring you guys who are the people who are watching this video into my channel as best I can by reading your comments through the videos, by participating in events, things like that. I feel, to me, you know, that's one of the best things about what I do, is bringing you guys in and having fun. Werewolves, well, they're wolf. There's another wolf. And there's another wolf. Yep, werewolves. We found the wolves. Alright, let's toss that away. Another book. Oop, where'd it go? There it is. You only need to fill the first layer of bookshelves to get a level 30 max enchant, says Full Apple. Awesome. I didn't know that. I know that they changed it. I know it's like 30 levels now, and I couldn't remember if they changed how many levels a book gave you, but it's good to know that you only need like one layer. I'll try and remember that so I don't over bookshelf it, unless of course, I'm doing it for a design, of course, but not do it accidentally. Good job on this series. It's very entertaining to me. Keep it up, says Proud22. I'm glad that you're enjoying it so far, and I will definitely be keeping it up. So that's all of the mail that I have received the last 2 episodes, because like I said, I didn't get to read the episodes previously, so I just read them both today, right now, as you saw. I have eggs in here. It's kind of a weird place to put poached eggs. But anywho, so today we're going to be talking about updates. Better Than Wolf has updated, but it is not updated to 1.5 quite yet. He's probably still working on it, but he's released, I think, 3 updates since the last video a week ago. And they are major updates. So that's all we're gonna kind of cover this episode, is how much has been changed. And you can already see one of the changes right now if you're paying attention on the screen, but I'll be covering that change in a sec. So let's go ahead and start. 4.60. He added hardcore hunger, which added the concept of fat, which is this right here, this little white background behind the food bar. That is your fat content. The more you eat, the fatter you get. That's kind of logical. I mean, if all you eat is Big Macs and chili cheesecakes, yeah, that's right, a cake made out of chili cheese, which is just weird, you will get fat. But do not worry, it's actually a good and a bad thing for you. And I'll kind of cover fat. Actually, I guess I could kind of cover it now. But first off, let's go ahead and cover some of the things that he also added. He added cooked carrots. So I don't remember if I have any, and I'm actually gonna go through these recipes if I have the ingredients, and which is one of the reasons why this episode is gonna be so long, is because of all the stuff I'm gonna have to do for that. I thought it would have been in here. You know, I probably don't have any carrots. Oh, nope, I do. So cooked carrots. Oh yeah, that's one of the things too, is he changed the stack size of food is 16 max on all foods. That includes things like potatoes, by the way. Should be 16. Maybe it's probably because of the whole... Stop throwing the potatoes all over the place. Yeah, see, there you go. So the reason why he did that is it makes it harder for being able to compact a whole bunch of stuff all together. He also made it so that pumpkins and melons have a stack size of 16, and things that had a smaller stack size, like soup, for instance, he changed it to cream a mushroom, by the way. That's also another change that hasn't been added to the book, I don't think. That has been increased. It used to be, I think, 8 for the maximum amount you could carry at one time or something like that. Now it's 16 for that as well. But I only need 1 carrot. But see, that's going to really fill up your chests, for one. And it makes food a lot more valuable. Like these 29 steaks, I shouldn't be able to hold 29 steaks. But because of the fact that I haven't moved it at all, that's good. It means I can keep that. I don't want to put it in there with that. Do I have anything else I can cook? Like just wood? I guess I can cook this. But cooked carrots is very logical. You know, that might not cook it. Dang it. I was hoping that would just be enough. Alright. We'll just use some wood here. Probably will need both of those. Oh, that's actually cooking a lot longer. Which makes sense because that's the equivalent of 2 sidings. But anyways, there you go. Cooked carrot. Nom nom nom. I also have added tasty sandwiches, which I actually don't know the recipe for. Let me see. Tasty sandwiches. Oh. I should have the ingredients for that. Let me... Really? Alright. We will make a tasty sandwich. Like I said, this whole episode is about the updates, and most of the updates is food items, so we're going to have a lot of food by the end of the episode. Also, you can notice my hunger bar going down faster. I wonder why that is. You'll find out in a second. That's going down scarily fast, actually. I'm not used to it going down that fast. Oh, flour's also been changed? No, flour has not, because it's not a food item yet. Perfect, I'm glad about that. Remember last episode, I was eating like all the time because of me sprinting all over the place? Yeah. Having food changed into hardcore hunger is gonna make me eat a lot more often. Alright, so you need flour. And I don't know how much wood I'm gonna need, so I'm just gonna toss that in. I don't want to use this or this. But as you know, flour in an oven will cook it. Oh, it looks like I only need 1. Please only be 1. Nah, damn it. I wasn't quick enough. There we go. So, bread, plus any kind of meat. Should have cooked meat in here. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna put that in there because I know that's gonna cause an issue. Anyways, a meat plus bread will make you a tasty sandwich. Tasty sandwich, which I'm actually going to eat right now. Ah, actually, it's pretty good. Wonder what a carrot does. 1. So cooked carrot is 1. All right. So guess I'll see. Steak and eggs, which no, steak and potatoes, and ham and cheese, or ham and eggs, not ham and cheese. So here, steak. Whoops, wrong one. Steak. Steak and potato makes steak and potatoes. Boiled will also cook that into a steak potato. Where steak dinner is a cooked carrot that I ate the carrot. Damn it. Potato, carrot. I actually kind of want to cook the carrot. I wonder if you can cook a carrot in a shish kebab. So it has to. Oh no, you can cook it in a cauldron. Come with me, carrots. Come with me, you carrots. Put that in here, and that can cook it too. I didn't know that. So that's nice to know. And ham and eggs, which I'm assuming is just eggs plus pork, which I don't have any pigs, so I won't be able to do that one. And I think this one's a recipe list one. Oh, maybe it has to be cooked potatoes. Can you cook potatoes in here? Yes, you can. There you go. Boiled potatoes plus steak equals steak and potatoes plus that equals a steak dinner. And that's really cool because that's 2 and this is 3. So you're combining all these into 3 of these, which I'm going to assume is probably better for you. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so that's page 1 of 8. So let's go ahead and talk about fat a little bit more, and then we'll go into more cooking recipes. So this is pretty much, whoopsies. Let me quickly review this just a bit more so I don't do too many delays. I'll be right back. Alright, I kind of reread some of the stuff about the hunger bar and fat and how it all works. So, hunger has been changed because of the way he didn't like the way vanilla hunger worked. He didn't like how food was kind of there but didn't really have a use, and there was a lot of different kinds of food, but it really didn't matter. I mean, once you got like wheat, you can make an infinite amount of bread, basically. So he changed a lot of it to make it a little bit more realistic and more to his liking, which is kind of how he builds his mod anyways. Like I said, one of the things he added was fat. He basically used the saturation value, which was already in vanilla, and added to a code to add in the fat value, which is that white bar in the back. He also changed the way that hunger, as well as damage and fat, all affects your character. So let's go ahead and go through fat first, because that's one of the things that he added that's brand new. So if the fat bar is above halfway, you can't sprint anymore and you're considered plump. So right now it's way below the halfway mark. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it needs to get past this point. And I'm way below that. So I'm not plump yet. I'm nice and skinny. But once you're plump, you can't sprint anymore at all. It won't let you. Oh, it's becoming nighttime. Boom. Daytime. If it's above 6 bars, which is 1 more above the halfway mark, your movement speed is decreased by 1.33333333 percent less. So it's basically your movement speed is pretty much like a third slower than normal because you're now chubby. When it's 7, you're considered fat and you're half the speed you normally am. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? So at 7, you're considered fat and your movement speed is half. Not only is your movement speed decreased, but your attack strength is also decreased, and your inability to use the hand crank. So, you know, before, instead of having a windmill connected to the millstone, and you can use the hand crank, well, once you become fat, you can't use the hand crank anymore. Once you have 8 or above, you're considered obese. Your movement speed is now 4 times slower, and you can't jump anymore because you're too big to jump. It also decreases your bow power, so being able to shoot arrows has been decreased as well at that point. So that's all that's been decreased and changed with how your fat affects you. Now, hunger also affects you, which is kind of why I've been moving around to try and increase it a lot. One of the things will be kind of covered later on, I think, in the update, but basically, when your hunger bar is below the halfway mark, so right now it's almost to that point, you lose your ability to sprint. See, right now I can kind of still sprint, which is something that you could do up until the 3rd bar, but now he moved that, so now I can't sprint anymore. As you can see, I at the halfway mark, and I now can't sprint. So your sprinting ability has been drastically affected by that just by itself. You can still move faster when you're on roads, which is another bonus to having roads. Now, if your hunger bar is below 4, you move slower. So let's see if I can get my thing to be 4 bars. And it's basically, see, now it says peckish, and it actually will tell you right there as well. It should also tell you if you're plump, chubby, that kind of stuff. And I believe the 3rd bar, which is our 3rd effect, which I'm going to tell you in a sec here. But once you're peckish, your movement speed is now affected by 1/3 of what your normal one is. And so you can already kind of tell it's a bit slower. It's not too bad. Now, once it's 3 or below, you're hungry, as you see now. Now you move 2 times less your normal speed. So you're really slow. And this is what you would be if you were considered fat, which is 7 fat bars or above. You would be considered to be this slow just normally, even if you're full on your hunger bar. Now, if you're hungry and fat, you're really slow, but you don't really have to worry about that, and I'll explain kind of why. Now, if your hunger bar goes below 2, which it's hard to do when I can't sprint or anything. Maybe if I hop around a while. There we go. That's kind of moving it down. You'll become starving, and starving is 4 times less speed. And you can no longer jump. See, now I can't jump anymore. I'm famished, and I'm like super slow. Even when I'm like on a road, it's really slow. This is bad. Also, it decreases your bow power, just like how famished decreases your attack strength, as well as gives you the inability to use the hand crank, because you're starving. You're like, I'm weak. Water. Why is there so much water? I don't want water. I want donuts. Donuts are tasty. Now, if your hunger bar is below 1, you'll become considered dying, because you have no food. You're like, bleh. And you also have an additional effect added to you. I can't jump up on that. See if I can get famished. Now, one of the things about how fat works and how your hunger works is your fat will start decreasing once your hunger is, I think, equal to or below your fat bar. Yeah, fat is burned when the hunger level goes below the fat level. Because basically now you're hungry, your body's trying to burn calories, and so you have all this extra fat stored up, just like how the normal body is. And so it burns that instead. Well, because I have no fat, I have not enough, backup storage, basically. I'm, super thin. I don't have anything else to burn. So because of that, I was able to get famished a lot quicker. So what you want to do is you want to balance your hunger and your fat intake. Now, things like, food just generally will increase your fat. Meats, I think, increase it more than anything else. But desserts, which is also an additional item, there's a lot more desserts other than cake and pumpkin pie, things like that. They will give you an increased amount of fat because they're desserts. They're high in calories and stuff. So if you're really low on fat and you want a lot of it, eat a lot of desserts, and that will increase it a lot. But remember, don't eat too much of it, because then you'll become obese, and then you won't be able to do anything. You'll be this slow, and you're like, I'm fat. Come on. See, it's taking a while because now my hunger bar has gone in. So now I'm super slow, and you can hear. It's interesting. It only happens when I move. I'm like crawling. So once I get to below 1, I'll start dying. This is taking a while because of that. Let's go ahead and read some other stuff while we're at it. I pretty much ran out of things to talk about for those. So he added steak, pork, and wolf dinners, which I just made a steak dinner using the whole eggs and chicken, eggs and carrots. But you can also do it with pork, and you can also do it with wolf chops. He added the kebab, which you saw. He added chicken soup and chowder, which was originally called fish soup at this update, but at a later update he changed it to chowder. He added the hearty stew, which is the most efficient food item in the game right now, is the hearty stew. Now, one thing that you want to keep in mind is the more ingredients added to a item, the more efficient it is to feed you. So me eating this steak will help me. It will give me some food. But me eating this sandwich will give me a little bit more because I added bread to it. But me eating this steak dinner is even better because it has potatoes, meat, and carrots, so it has 3 items added to it. And the hearty stew is even better because it has even more items to it, which is something I'll cook up later. As you can see, this bar slowly going down. I don't think me moving around is going to help much, but it's going to be every time. But not too much I can do about that. Whoopsies. He added the ability to eat pumpkin seeds, which you weren't able to do before. Pumpkin seeds were only able to plant and then grow into pumpkins, which were only for decoration. So now he actually made it a food item. He added the ability to eat raw mushrooms, which is something that I'll show you here. If I can get to the house. I'm starving. Sorry, I'm walking so slow. You know, it'd be funny if that door slammed in my face because I'm walking so slow. Oh, I just realized that my mushrooms are probably outside, aren't they? Yes, they are. Please don't slam in my face. Please don't slam in my face. Hey, it didn't slam in my face. Awesome. Alright. Once we get there, I will show you the food item. Alright. Mushrooms. There we go. Now, mushrooms are going to be called old mushrooms. And the way to fix old mushrooms to new mushrooms is just put it in, and there you go. New mushrooms. The reason why it's called old mushrooms is old mushrooms are all the vanilla mushrooms. To actually make it an ability for you to eat it. See, like I can eat it, but I'm not going to because I want to show you what happens if you starve to death. To actually make it something that you can eat, he had to make it a brand new item. So it's actually an item, a modded item now, which is kind of funny. I can't make bone meal. All right. So back to here. He changed hunger to decrease slowly with time. So me just standing here actually decreases my hunger bar. Before, hunger would only decrease if you actually did something. Jump, mine, run, walk, swim, things like that would slowly decrease your hunger. But standing still didn't decrease it really at all, if at any. And now it actually will slowly decrease while you just stand around. So you can't just like stand here, go downstairs, get something to drink or whatever, watch some Teletubbies or whatever you kids do these days, and then walk upstairs and have the same amount of hunger. You would most likely lose most of your hunger just because you didn't log out. So if you're just like some people who don't want to deal with nighttime, just sit in their little cabin and just wait until it becomes daytime, well, that's actually going to lower your hunger. He changed by reducing the stack limit of all foods, like I showed you. He also, increased for some foods. He changed donuts. It's now flour plus sugar instead of just flour. And you have to put in the cauldron just like before. Reduce the number of seed items dropped by crops. And what he means by that is seed from here, which is one of the reasons why I kind of let this grow. Oh, perfect. I think they all grew. Nope, one of them still hasn't grown yet. All right, so before, you would get a seed for every hemp plant that you broke, pretty much. Oh, wow, I am so slow here because I'm on planters. So before, I would get a seed item every hemp plant I broke. Now, out of breaking all of these, and it wasn't like 100% you'd always get a seed, but it was a very high chance. Now I only got 2 seeds out of the 7 hemp that I broke. And that also goes for things like wheat farms here. So let's see if I can get a decrease with these. Before you could get like 2 seeds to 3 seeds with these. It looks like it decreased a bit. It's kind of 1 more than not. So it gives you enough to plant it back. So I got 2 extra seeds out of breaking 8 wheat. So that's how it's been decreased, which is really nice because it makes it so that when you're doing farming and stuff like that, you won't have a super excess of seeds like I have right now. This is not going to happen for you guys anymore. Also, I can eat these. Wow, it takes a long time for starving to actually kick in effect. Well, we can keep going through the book. Let's see. Fix vanilla issues where you could still feed the animals when they're breeding item when they're still in lovey-dovey mode. Somebody commented 2 videos ago Dark Wolf Studios 2, saying that, hey, why don't you just feed them again? They can still kind of breed before that whole effect happens. And I thought that they removed it back then, but apparently they didn't. But he has now. That can't happen anymore. You can't feed them after you feed them. So you can only feed them once until, you know, their lovey-dovey mode is done. Remove the apple drop from oak trees. So apple, oh, it's becoming nighttime. Once again, I'm just going to skip it today just because we have so much we're already doing. Apples, I don't have any, I guess. I thought I had some apples. They're probably in that chest. That's going to take a while to walk to. But you can't get apples anymore from oak trees. So if you guys are making like automated farms where you're basically planting a whole bunch of oak trees, cutting down the logs, and then letting the leaves disintegrate to drop into apples, that doesn't happen anymore. And there is no way to get apples at this moment, as far as I'm aware, with the way he worded the updates. He just removed apples completely. So if you have any apples, keep them. They are golden. Get it? Golden apples. Anyways, let's see. Removed wheat seed drops from tall grass, which is very true. If you go over here... Just love how long it takes me to walk over to some tall grass to punch it. Oh, that is funny. These won't drop wheat seeds anymore at all. It's like impossible. The only way you can get wheat seeds now is through villagers. So you have to go to a village and find the wheat that's already growing there and steal their wheat, basically. That's the only way you can get wheat now. You can still get hemp seeds, I believe, from grass. I think that's the only way you can get hemp seeds still, is through that and finding them in abandoned mine shafts. I think you can get them in chests. But wheat, though, you can only get it from villagers. So in 4.61, he changed food poisoning, which was hunger effect. He changed food poisoning, which used to be hunger effect, so that you can't eat while suffering from it. So before, if you ate something like raw food or zombie flesh, that kind of stuff, it would basically put you into food poisoning or hunger, but you could still eat it. It didn't matter. You could still kind of eat zombie flesh and keep healing up your food bar until you're full, and then just deal with the hunger effect. Now when you're poisoned from food poisoning, you can't eat at all. So it really forces you not to eat zombie flesh or raw food, because if the chance, which is very high with rotten flesh, but slightly lower with raw food, but not impossible, it's actually, I think he even increased it. It makes it a very bad choice to do. Like dire emergency only. Wow, my whole house shook. I think my neighbor has the dryer on, even though it's like 11 o'clock right now. Anyways, but that's the only major update. He changed a few other things, but they were minor. In 4.62, he added the iron nugget, which is something I gotta walk all the way over here for. Don't mind me. Actually, I don't even think I have. Oh, good. My hunger bar is finally 0, which means I'm only surviving on my fat. Oh, that's so funny. So, right now, if you smelt down iron, you get iron ingots. Now, I'm going to forfeit one of my iron ingots here, toss it, and get an iron ore, right? Now, if you... I really don't want to waste it. Here. I'll just waste some of that wood. Alright. You can't use ladders? I thought you could use ladders for fuel. Nah, doesn't matter. Anywho, now instead of getting an iron ingot through ore, or iron, yeah, ingots through ore, you get 1 iron nugget. Yeah, 1. Which is 1/9 of an iron ingot. Which I think, yeah, you can turn it into the iron ingot. So, in essence, to get 1 iron ingot, you're going to have to smelt 9 iron ore now. This also affects armor. So, before, this would only take, what, 5 iron ore to craft a helmet. Now it's going to take 9 times as much. That's a lot of ore. So you're going to have to definitely cling on to your iron, because before, where you would just walk past iron and say, this is nothing, it is now seriously something to really think about. But there is a bonus, or not a bonus, but something that he added, which I don't think I talked about in this. Let me see. Yeah, added mail as a new item. And he changed hardcore armor mode too. So hardcore armor means that, yeah, you can craft it this way, but it's mostly to do with these iron nuggets. But how do you make mail? Oh, I know how to make it. Shoot. Alright guys, let's go this way. We gotta make it to the blacksmith. We can do it. I believe in us. I can't hop. No, it's a dead end. No. I gotta walk over here. Ah, shoot. This is lame. This really sucks. I didn't realize how annoying not jumping is until you can't jump anymore. Also, I'll go ahead and talk to you about your health bar, seeing as I haven't lost any health yet. But I will talk about when you have your health bar less than half of it, so you have 5 hearts out of your 10, you can't sprint anymore because you're hurt. If it's below 4, you're considered injured, and your movement speed is 1.33 less than normal, or percent less than normal. If you're wounded, which is 3 hearts or below, your half speed, your attack is decreased, and you have the inability to use a hand crank. So it's pretty much just like how hunger is, but it's actually through your health bar. If you have 2 health or lower, you're crippled, and it's 4 times the speed, like I am now, and you can't jump anymore, and you're decreased power for bow. If you're 1 health bar or lower, or it's below 1, you are considered dying, obviously. And because of that, you have blindness. So I'm hoping when I start starving to death, because it does take quite a while to starve to death, I've just noticed, because of this fat. Fat, I've noticed, takes a long time to decrease. So that's definitely promising. That means you can move your health and your food and your fat meter up enough so that you really don't have to worry about starving too much. But you're just going to make sure you eat enough fatty food, but not too much fatty food. So I actually so far kind of like this. It definitely takes a while though. But yeah, so I want to be dying, man. Die, 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 and then I'll eat some steak. And I'm actually interested to compare steak to some tasty dinner. And it takes so much time to die. Oh good, my fat bar is finally down. Maybe I'll start dying. There we go. Now we're dying. So nausea gets added to your... Oops, there goes my steak. So nausea gets added to you while you're dying because you're disoriented and crazy. And you obviously still get hurt. So let me eat a steak. Steak is 2.5. My nausea will go away. Do not worry. It just takes a bit. There we go. And so 2.5 for steak, and not too bad. I think that was let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And fat, by the way, only goes up after you've gotten full in food. So now that I'm full in food, I can't eat that anymore. That's kind of weird. Oh, I guess the fat is like excess food. So I can't eat now because I'm full in food. But there we go. Now that I don't have full food, I can, you know, eat enough so that it goes up. So that's actually quite a work to get your fat bar up. I just realized So guys, eat desserts. Anyways, iron nuggets in this pattern. Is it that? Oh. Okay, come on you. I need a lot more iron nuggets, I think. I thought it was 8. But it's probably a full... Weird. Alright, let's figure out what it is for this recipe. Nyurg. Oh, that's how it is. Oh, that's weird. Oh no! All my nuggets! Okay. Like that? Oh, okay. And that'll give you some mail, so like chainmail. And then that should be crafted like, oh man, that takes a while. Oh, there you go, chainmail boots. Alright, let's make a full set of chainmail armor. You know, this takes quite a lot of metal. Alright. At least like the crafting for like the individual pieces is the same as like vanilla. Whoopsies. So that should be enough to make, oh, not that, pants. There we go. And then we're gonna need let's see, 8. Oops, like so. So 2, no. Yeah, 8. So 1 more. That should be enough. So there we go, chainmail. And remember, you can just convert this to bars just by combining them normally. And of course, I got some left over. Now, he also changed the way that this looks. So right now I have iron armor and some boots, soul boots. So he changed the way that it looks, so it looks a little bit better, as you can tell. It's not like glitchy and see-through-ish like it was normally. So if I hit, there we go. So it's actually solid. Before, it kind of looked like it was like chicken wire wrapped around you. Now, he also changed the durability of armor too. So leather armor has been increased. I think I actually mentioned it here. Let's see. Yeah, increase the durability of leather armor, increase the durability of iron armor, change the recipe of flint and steel. It's now flint and an ingot instead of an iron, or instead of a nugget ingot. It's a nugget plus flint, and it's a craftless recipe now, so you don't have to have it in the exact same position. Oopsies. Let's see. He added mushroom omelet in both raw and cooked state. He added scrambled eggs in both raw and cooked states. I don't know how to make that. Let's figure that one out. Added mystery meat, which I really want to know what that is. Added hardcore lactation. Yeah, giggle, giggle. It's basically talking about how cows used to be able to milk them. Hold on, let me figure out what the change has been. I know he changed it with how cows are milked now. Alright, I just had to scroll the wiki page to it. So, hardcore lactation involves several changes to the way cows and milk are produced. First, a small food value has been added to drinking a bucket of milk to provide an early game renewable food source. So, you know, drinking milk in real life gives you food. And yeah, I know I did that, but we're skipping things right now because we're talking about mostly updates at the moment. Oh man, I miss sprinting. I missed you, feet. I missed you so much. Where's my feet? Okay, anyways. But yeah, cow milk, just like in real life, gives you a, food. You feel full after drinking a gallon of milk, usually. So he added that property to the game as well. So that's really nice. Now, bad. Alright. Secondly, cows need to be able to eat grass in order to produce milk, similar to how sheep produce wool, and will only do so periodically. Lastly, whether or not a cow can be milked will be visually indicated by the size of its udders. And both particles and sounds have been added to the milking process for greater player immersion. So you really feel like you're milking this cow, just like if you were on a 2D farm or 3D farm of 2D cows. Also, note that the above changes apply to mushrooms as well. They now produce cream of mushrooms instead of mushroom stew. And they also have the fact that they can no longer get infinite bowls with no effort and delay. You have to now have them, eat grass, just like how sheep have to eat grass to re-get the wool, and, produce milk again. So, interesting. This would, getting cow milk is actually quite a process. I wonder if buckets have changed. I'm just wondering. Let's see. Bucket. No, buckets haven't changed. He has changed a few recipes to be a little bit quicker. I should probably bring a bucket with me when I do this. There we go. By the way, when you guys find things like, iron and stuff, definitely smelt it once you get the ability to, because that will definitely change. Okay, so see, now they have udders. This guy is ready to milk. That guy is not. See, if I try, nothing. This guy, milk. That was interesting. So yeah, cows now are a renewable food source. It only gives you half of a food thing, but I mean, that's better than nothing. And it definitely increases the difficulty, or not really difficulty, but steps it takes to make things like cake, which is now considered a dessert, so it gives you more fat. By the way, let's figure out, ham and eggs, just cooked pork chops, and poached eggs will give you ham and eggs. Raw eggs is now used in the pumpkin pie recipe. To get a raw mushroom omelet, it's just raw eggs and mushroom. Raw scrambled eggs is milk, and that's interesting. And yeah, cake is now a raw egg plus sugar plus milk. So this whole recipe has been completely changed now. Fried eggs, interesting. And then all you have to do is just cook it and it becomes cooked scrambled eggs, which is weird that's in a bowl, but that's okay. Bowl recipe has been changed. You can now make it with wood, or you can make it with sidings. Now, the nice thing about sidings is it gives you twice as many bowls as well. So not only do you get, or not twice as many, but more bowls. So each of these can give you, instead of 4 bowls, will give you 12 bowls. So it actually does triple the recipe almost. Also, chicken soup, boiled potato, cooked carrot, and a cooked chicken will give you some chicken soup if you put it in a cauldron. Same with chowder, is milk, cooked fish in a bowl. To get the hearty stew, which is the most efficient thing, 5 bowls, steak, flour, boiled potato, mushroom. We got that. Let's make one. Mushroom. I think we only need 1. And then we need steak. And then we need some bowls. Let's go ahead and make some bowls while we're here. Alright, we are back. I wanted to show you guys 2 things. One thing is, come on, through the door, there we go. Crucible here can melt chainmail, and it will actually melt it instead of into nugget form like the iron does. It'll melt it into nugget form. So there you go, 20 nuggets. So that's a conversion. You can just melt it down and repair your armor, which now that armor is much harder to do, you should totally do. So I got 8 sidings through 1 plank of wood. So that will give me enough for 12 bowls. And yeah. So 12 bowls, sweet, out of 1 plank of wood. It's much better than 4 bowls, in my personal opinion. All right, let's make it back to the house here. Let's run through this, close that, run this way, onto the road. Totally need to make a backward path right here. Probably like make it a dirt path or something, or gravel. Who knows? Anyways, I think I have all the ingredients. I have mushroom, I got bowls, I got flowers, I got steak. Sugar. I think you need sugar. Sugar. Let's see if that's the correct mixture of ingredients. Also, by the way, dung will make food foul, as you already know, but dung will not make mushrooms go foul. And the reason is because mushrooms are needed for another ingredient. So just keep that in mind. So flour, steak, mushroom, I think sugar. Nope. Let me just quickly check the recipe here. Oh, potato, carrot. That's what it was. I got that. I need a potato. Potato. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Which I'm gonna do right about now. So there you go. So that's all the ingredients right there. So basically, boil a potato, and then once you get all the ingredients for it, it will not do anything. Why is it not doing anything? Oh, because you need 5 bowls. Bonk, 5 bowls. Because that will make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bowls worth of food. There you go. Hearty stew. And I've got food up the wazoo all of a sudden, which is awesome. All right. Put all this stuff away. All right, let's see how much that fills me up. All the way. Nice. So, yeah. That's pretty much, let's put all this armor back. That's pretty much all the things that have been changed. You do get your bowl back, I believe. So I should have gotten my bowl back. Maybe you don't. We'll find out in a second here. Sugar is something I did not need. Yeah, put that back. I'll just put the sugar in here for now. And the bones in there, and the ladders in there, and I don't really know where I got the bow from, but the bow will go in here. And that will go with me. Organizational mess. Alright. Yep, you get the bowl back, which is good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode, even though it was a major update episode. I did show you guys a ton of crafting recipes, all to do with food. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe to join the epicness. This is MrYourWilly signing off. Adios.